Hello, this is Cam. So we're going to be going over the functionality of the lobster pot major update. So let's go ahead and take a look at the components. So we're going to go over the lobster pots themselves. So if we just go ahead and type in pot, here's your lobster pot. You can color whatever color you wanted. Some people are afraid that yellow was going to be the only color. Nope, standard coloring. You can color it whatever you like. You can color it to look like wood. You can color it to look like metal. Whatever you like. Standard on that. If we go ahead and we look at the description, a trap for lobster and crabs, a portable trap for catching lobster and crabs on the seafloor, $150 each. They weigh 45. You cannot pick them up with your hands. You could put a handle or something on there. They are easy to push around. Winches, rope anchors, or cables. Again, it's an engineering game. It's a building game. We get to build and engineer this how we want. I will be putting out some tutorials on some of the designs I've already come up with for these pots. If we look here, there is a logic on-off input that is to release the catch, just like nets. You do not have to do this though. You can also unload them by hand. That's my preferred method, so I don't have to have a button on the pot. There's also a logic output here that will tell you how many crab are in there, so you could go into some elaborate systems, for example, where maybe on the buoy you have a little gauge and it will tell you how many crab are in the pot, so you know if you should lift it up or leave it down. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the pots in the world. All right, so I've used my crabbing boat to lay out some of these pots. I will be going over this particular design, some other designs, and some tutorials. You can follow those for that. Pretty much just using a buoy. We have a cable and a winch on there. If you look, this pot is going to be pretty much full. Let's look here. We have 16 total crab in there. Shows you we have 11 coconut crab and 5 mud crabs. So we'll just go ahead and we'll start grabbing some of these. And I'll want to grab one of the coconut crabs as well. So as you can see, quite a few. The longer you let it sit in the water, the fuller it will get. So you can. The nice thing with this too is I've already tested it. I've already gone up to the Arctic. I spent some time up in the Arctic while these pots were down here soaking, and they will fill where you're away. So it's very cool for a career game. You could have your pots in the water and you could go do missions, and when you come back, your pots will be full. So if you don't want to sit there and fish full time, you can do that. If you want to just spawn them and drop them off the dock, like right there, you can do that. So let's quickly go across. They are sold just like fish at the sellers here. And I've only caught mud crabs and coconut crabs so far. Again, you can go ahead and check out the prices on your own, but I believe these coconut crab here are going to be 300. Just sell them like normal, and the mud crabs are, I believe, 600. So there are a bunch of different types. Some people have been catching lobsters. There's essentially Alaskan king crab up north, which is cool as well. So that's the basics of the crab pots. Tune in for some tutorials on how to set up some buoy systems. So the next thing to notice from the update is a couple of these fish vacuums have been extended down. Especially FJ was very tall and it was hard to be able to vacuum from a ship. So as you can see, they have extended the length of these fish vacuums. So now you're going to be able to reach all the way down to the water, as you can see. Therefore, you'll be able to vacuum out of your ship from FJ and some of the other taller bases. So that was a good addition. Another welcome change that people had asked for here was the ability to change how far your hook will go down. So as you can see, we have 5 meters above the fishing rod. If I press the R key, you notice I can change. This is how far the hook will go below the bobber. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and we'll cast out by those fish. All right, so now we have to worry about the line breaking. So what you'll notice here is when the fish strikes and grabs on, it will pull the line taut. The tip of the rod will shake. You do not want to reel in while the line is taut. You want to wait for the fish to let off, just like you would in real life. So there we go. We've got a fish on. As you can see, they're pulling the rod tip down. I'm not doing anything yet. Now we have some slack. I'm going to let go as soon as it starts to pull on the rod. All right, I'll tell you when I start to reel. I'm just going to let it go. Now we're going to reel. Up there, he's pulling on it again. I'm going to stop reeling when he pulls on it. He's pulling on it again. I'm going to stop reeling. And we'll start reeling. Start reeling again. And there we go. We caught this fish. All right, so we'll go ahead and show you what happens when you don't let up on the reel. The fish is going to break free. So what I'll do is what we used to do is just keep reeling in. So once this fish grabs on, I'm just going to reel all the way in. And you'll see that the fish will likely break off. All right, so I'm just going to keep reeling, reeling, reeling. And as he pulls, I'm still reeling. And as you can see, it will let go. So that's all that's going to happen is you have to every time that the fish will pull on the line, you need to let off, and then when they give you some slack, just reel in. Easy as that. And the next component that was part of the major update is there was a change on the net anchors. If we go in and we look at the anchor here, we have release catch, we have extend, and we have retract. The net, that is the same as it was before. They have added a composite node, but unfortunately, I don't think this is what many of us were asking for. I know it's not what I was hoping for. Right here, this will give you a composite out, and it will tell you if the net's fill level and the net's extended factor. What I would have liked to see the devs do is add a composite input so that we could send, for example, a composite signal through a cable and have that go into the net anchor and control the extend, retract, and release. That way we don't have to have a microcontroller on our nets. I think that would be a good addition. So my understanding how it works is, as you can see, we have 3 data nodes. If we go to composite, we have 1. I believe they can stack these, so I don't see why they can't add another composite node. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But I'll go ahead and I'll put up a feature request or add on to one for that. So check the description for that one. On the topic of nets here, they also increased the maximum fill capacity of nets to 512 fish. So you can leave your nets in the water longer. If we go ahead and we go to upload something to the workshop, you can go ahead and look here. As you can see under vehicle functionality, there is also the fishing tab. So if it is fishing related, you can mark it as such so people can find it on the workshop. Thanks for watching, and tune into some of my tutorials on how to make some of these fishing pot systems. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.